Good evening. Good evening. I'm coming to you with 3 to 5 minutes of words of inspiration on this Wednesday evening. And I just want to say unto you on today, don't count me out just yet. Somebody needs to hear those words on today. Don't count me out just yet. For you see, we have a tendency to want to count people out because of the way they look. We have a tendency to want to count people out because of the way they dress. We have a tendency to want to count people out because of where they live. We have a tendency to want to count people out because of the way they act, the way they talk. We have a tendency to want to count people out, but I'm here to let you know, don't count me out just yet. We have a tendency to want to count people out because they didn't go to the same school that we went to. Maybe they weren't able to go to an Ivy League school, but then they had to go to a community college. Maybe they wasn't able to go to any other big name college, but they had to go to a technical school. But don't count me out just yet. Yes, do not count me out just yet. We have a tendency to want to count people out because they don't have the social economic status that we have. But I'm here to let you know, don't count me out just yet. And when I think about those words, don't count me out just yet. When I think about how we sometimes want to push people or cast people to the side for one reason or another, it reminds me of David. We all know the story of David, right? That shepherd boy, that boy that was a young boy that was ruddy, red-headed, but he was handsome to look at, but he was just a boy that when people looked at him, they immediately counted him out as just a boy, that he could not do anything substantial in society, but they just wanted to look down upon him. But I'm here to let you know, you better not count me out too soon. And so they wanted to count David out. But little did they know that David was the one that God had anointed. David was the one that God had appointed and anointed for such a time as this. And I'm here to let you know on tonight that somebody needs to hear these words, that God has anointed and appointed you for such a time as this. So don't allow anyone else to turn you around. You stand your ground, just like David. And so I want to move over to 1 Samuel, the 17th chapter, because it is in here in 1 Samuel, the 17th chapter, where we will find where David came up against Goliath, where Saul and all Israel were trembling and afraid of Goliath. Here David was, this young shepherd boy, this one that when people look at him, they would immediately want to cast him aside or count him out because he wasn't what they had envisioned of one that can do great things. And so they wanted to count him out and cast him aside. But David was the one that had the courage. He had the courage because God had anointed him for such a time as this. And I'm here to let you know, don't count me out just yet. And so here David was, he came up against him. He was about to face Goliath. And so Saul put all this armor on him so that he could be protected. And so as David tried to walk, he couldn't walk because he wasn't used to all of this heavy stuff on him. And so David had to tell Saul, look, can I just take this off? Because I'm not used to all of this. You see, I can't even walk with all of this stuff weighing me down. See, when you have God on your side, you don't have to have a whole lot of stuff on, because having a whole lot of stuff on won't do anything but weigh you down. And so David said, can I just take this off? And so they took the things off David, and David had his sling with him. He found 5 smooth stones, and he came face to face with Goliath. Goliath was like, what? Huh? Are you serious? Who is this? Do you think you can defeat me? Do you think you can take me down? Do you not see my size? Do you not see my stature? Do you not know who I am? Everybody else trembled at my sight. And so here you are, just you little boy, and you think you can take me down? Listen, don't count me out just yet. You better quit looking at only for what your natural eyes will allow you to see. You better not count me out just yet. And so David was like, yeah, I see you. I see you. I see your size, but you don't know who you messing with. You don't know what's standing in front of you. It's what my spiritual imagination is saying about David. David was like, you don't know who I am. And so Goliath asked, are you serious? Do you think I'm a dog that you can sit here and you can take me down with some sticks? And he said, you must be kidding me. And so Goliath began to tell David what he was going to do to him. And David had to let him know, no, let me tell you what I'm going to do to you, because the Lord is on my side. And I don't know who I'm talking to on tonight, but I want you to know that the Lord is on your side. And so those who have been trying to cast you aside, those who've been trying to dismiss you, those who've been trying to say that you're not going to make it, those who've been saying that you won't succeed, those who've been talking behind your back while they're smiling in your face, those who've been trying to give you words of encouragement and then talking behind your back, let me tell you this. You better not count me out just yet. Somebody need to repeat those words. Don't you count me out just yet, because let me tell you why. God has anointed you and he has appointed you for such a time as this. Just like he anointed David and appointed David for such a time as this, God has anointed and appointed you for such a time as this. So don't allow anyone to deter you. Don't allow anyone to turn you around. Don't allow anyone to steal your joy. Don't allow anyone to pull you down. You stand tall with your head up and know who it is that have called you for such a time as this. Don't you count me out just yet. God bless you and may he keep you. Don't count me out just yet. We will be back with you soon for more words of inspiration. May God bless you and may he keep you is our prayer.